Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Come on, won't you say it loud? Ayo, we gon' turn this out. Tom Clark's Main Event.
Hey, what's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. Tom Clark back here with you yet again on another Friday. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Glad to see you. This is a special Valentine's Day edition up in here. There's gonna be hearts and stuff and chocolate and flowers that we can't afford and cards that don't say nothing but a bunch of drivel. And it's just gonna be a bunch of hoo-ha nonsense. But women love that stuff, so we're gonna give it to them. We're not really gonna give it to them. But if you're a man, you know the plight. You know the plight of St. Valentine's. St. Valentine is a proper villain, and I have nothing but foul words for him. The amount of money I've spent over the years on women, unbelievable. I don't know where I'm going with this. Flair's line jumped into my head. You know, I've spent more money on spilt liquor than you'll ever make in a lifetime or something. That's great. I can't say that bit, but I've spent quite a bit on the other gender in my time as a man. So anyway, happy Valentine's Day, kids, day early, and happy Grand Slam weekend. We got lots to talk about here, Dave. Got a special guest on deck that I know you guys know from previous shows and from other podcasts as well, and I can't wait to get to it. But before we get to it, let's say a couple of hellos here. Ray All Day's here. Everybody be sure to check out Ray Sports and Slams live every Monday at 6 p.m. on the Facebook and Boink Studios YouTube. JP, what's going on, my friend? Sugar Shane's in the house. I appreciate you very much. Guys, if you will, please and thank you, smash the like button for me. That means loads to me. And we'll get everything started. Get this party started, yeah? Get it started right the first time, okay? And, yeah, I appreciate you guys. You guys are here every week, and I couldn't be more grateful to you. Thanks, as always, everybody, for hanging out with us. Very much. We do appreciate it. Kids, my guest, I was going to say first guest. I only got the one guest. Kids, you know him from the Untitled Wrestling Podcast. You also know him from Bear Mode, a podcast review of the Bear, which is returning. Season 2, kids. Wednesday, February 18th, the Season 2 preview drops on the Boink Studios YouTube. You don't want to miss it. It's also on all the podcast platforms. Be sure you check us out. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest today, broadcasting from the core of the sun, it's Big Tasty. What's up, Taste? How are you?
Yo, what's up, man? Thanks for having me. You polled a panel of experts and wizened men to come on the show, but they were all not available, so you've ended up with me.
Oh, come on now. No. You're always the first choice here. You know that. Thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate you. We've got some cool wrestling stuff to talk about. Before we get too involved here today, what's your Valentine's Day plans, man? Are you going out for dinner, doing the whole nine, or what?
I'm glad you asked. I'm going to drop a bit of UK law on yourself and your fine listeners. So we have, I don't know how aware you are of the UK sort of supermarket industry. You're a supermarket man, Tom. You've worked in a grocery store, I do believe.
Mm-hmm. I have.
So we have a particularly upmarket one here called Marks and Spencer.
Never heard of it. Interesting.
It's very posh, and they do a special deal for Valentine's Day for £25, which I think is now used to be about $50, which is now about $35.
Like 30,
maybe.
Yeah.
If we're lucky. So you get like a starter, a main course, a side dish, a dessert, and some drinks, all for £25. So you have to cook it in your own house, but it's all. So we got like 2 steaks, some potatoes, a starter, some little chocolate desserts, and some little cans of gin and tonic for like £25.
Interesting. We had that in the chain that I worked in, except we didn't have a beverage with it. It was 2 steaks, 2 twice baked potatoes, 2 lobster tails, and 2 dessert brownies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
if you watch or listen to the Bear Mode, please do. You'll know that I've worked in hospitality a long, long time. So I refuse to go out on Valentine's Day because I know exactly what happens to the process.
We made the mistake several years ago of trying to go out on Valentine's Day, not early. And we were told it was a 2.5-hour wait. And I didn't give her a hard time. It's Valentine's Day. I'm the dumb one, not the girl working there.
You didn't book it. You just rocked up.
We just walked up. And I just kind of laughed and I said, you know, that's ridiculous, right? She's like, oh, of course it's ridiculous. I'm like, well.
Yes, it is.
Yes. They're like, you're the one here, moron. I'm like, yeah, you got me. Right.
The thing is, Tom, you can just leave that situation right away. She's got to be there all night dealing with that. So,
100%. Yeah. We actually went out and did our thing last night. And where did we go last night? My God. I do not recall where we went last night. Isn't that crazy? It was just last night. It was good though. But yeah, we beat. Oh, we went to one of those Japanese hibachi places that cook at the
Oh,
table.
nice. Yeah.
So good.
There's one of them like literally over the road from my flat. Like I live in the city center, and I've never been. It's like 100 meters like over there. And I've just never. I walk past all the time. I see them doing the little flippy, choppy chop, all that cool stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Never been. One thing I will say as well about Valentine's Day, and for the listeners who don't know, I'm in the fine city of Liverpool in the UK. Same place that Zach Gibson is from. In fact, I actually know him a little bit, which is kind of funny. We don't all know each other. It's not like that kind of city.
Right.
But Liverpool FC are actually playing our football team. Quite famous, quite successful. They're playing a football match tomorrow at home in Liverpool at 8 p.m.
Wow.
So there's going to be a lot of arguments tomorrow about why maybe people aren't going out for dinner.
Well, on top of that, I assume your city gets very crowded when a game comes to town, right? Like when they play at home.
Yeah, it's a Liverpool tourism. Nightlife is based predominantly on two things nowadays, which is football and stag and hen parties. Bachelorette for your American.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say what is the Korean pastime of karaoke? I went to Ted Lasso in my head. So,
but yeah, we have a lot of them. So it's a lot of football tourism. A lot of people come over for the match. Especially like this is a cup game, so it's not as in demand as like the regular. Oh, you really can't see my eyebrows because these lights. I do have them. They're right here.
Yeah.
If anyone wonders why it's so bright in here, it's because I put this week's Dynamite on before, and the light from the TV, it just emanated a radiant glow that's enveloped me. But we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Well, I swear to God, his shirt's black, but to me it looks purple right now. That's how bright he is. So yeah. See, Saucy Mama's here. I appreciate you hanging out. Josh has shown up. Too many H's in that sentence. And see, we've also got saying hello today, brother BKL.
Hey.
There we go. All right, kids. We're going to lead off, and it's going to be the main thrust we're going to talk about here today. We teased it at the opening, folks. AEW Grand Slam Australia is happening tomorrow night, and looks to be a great show. Tasty, and we've only got 5 matches, but they're 5 really good matches, like solid matches.
It's a pay-per-view card.
It is, for sure. Absolutely. Before we kick off on this card, I know that we typically all have pretty positive thoughts about AEW. So not that at any given time we're all raging about it. I think I've complained maybe more than anybody I podcast with. Not that I dislike the company, but I question things that don't make sense to me, and it is what it is. What's your thoughts going into this card right now? I mean, as on the company as a whole, are they on an uptick? Are they about the same? Are they surging? What's your personal view on this?
It's interesting, and I have to be very careful with my words here, as my girlfriend, who's sat just over there, she'll probably give me she is the biggest MJF fan. She loves him. And I think AEW is in a pretty good place right now. I think it always comes out of the new year doing pretty well off the back of the C2. I think that's in terms of an in-ring, from an in-ring perspective. I think it's always handily placed into the new year, which is it kind of needs to be, because we have other companies that we will not name heading into their sort of main season. That we've just had the second Saudi Arabia Royal Rumble after the greatest Royal Rumble, obviously. We remember that. And so it's interesting that I think this is always a time where Revolution always feels like a big deal. And I think that they're setting up for something. I think people might be a little disappointed because a lot of people think people are going to get in their head that someone might be arriving at Revolution.
Interesting.
But I'm not sure that's as done a deal as some people seem to think it is.
So what do you think? What do you think the buzz is on that? Who do you think?
I think people think Ospreay is coming back and AJ is going to debut. That's what people think.
It's interesting they're running these promos of Ospreay, these vignettes, and not announcing when he's coming back. They just said, it's going to be soon. But they're showing him more and more, it seems like. And you're right about AJ, that he's not, I got thoughts on that. I can save it till later on the whole AJ thing. I think I shared them last week on the show. But, I mean, you think it's a done deal, perhaps? You think AJ is going to be
I don't think it's a done deal. I don't think WWE would have treated him the way they did after his final match if it was a certain thing that he was going straight to AEW.
Hmm.
They were selling his merch. They had like "Thank You AJ" merch. You know, they had like, yeah. I think they'll do everything they can to keep him in the company in some capacity, whether it's as a backstage head, whether it's as an occasional legend. I don't think this AJ's only there if he wants to wrestle, if he wants to do a cope and wrestle like a sort of semi full time schedule.
Mhm.
But what? Surely he could like WWE when pushing him out the door. Like he could have done that there if he wanted.
Yeah. Well, I'll go ahead and give you my take. Again, I think I said this last week. In my head, okay, I don't think the whole glove strap thing happens in the ring as a setup to him going to AEW. Because by doing that, they hung up a banner saying he's going to AEW. And I know that's not what that company wanted. So, like, in my head, why would the company replay the glove strapping moment? Why would they comment on it? Why would they put it on their socials? Why would they talk about it if they know he's going? Now, if he goes and he just didn't tell them, that'll be a different story. But you see what I'm saying? Like, it kind of feels like they set the table. Well, guys, he's going to go to the other company now. Y'all turn the channel tomorrow. And I'm like, that company would never do that ever. You know what I mean?
I mean, they did this with John Cena to TNA like 15 years ago.
That's very true. That's very true. Yeah.
And there were literally people believing that he was going to show up at TNA when TNA were running like 500 people shows.
Right.
You know,
right.
I was watching it. I'm not dissing on it. I was watching that stuff, but I was one of those five. Well, I wasn't one of those 500 people, but I was one of the like 800,000 people watching it live on TV.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we'll see how it all plays out. Real quick before we get to the card, Sugar Shane's got to go quick. Could AJ be? You're talking about the masked guy that's taking out the what are they calling Heyman's group? Is that who you're talking about? I mean, I guess. I mean, it's not that guy. It's obviously not him. AJ's way more stacked than whoever that dude is. They've gotten that mask and everything. I don't know. All right. Well, I want to throw that out and kind of get your take on it, but let's go ahead and get to the show. Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm versus the Death Riders, Wheeler Utah and Marina Shafir. And it's, the loser, it's like must shave their head, hair versus hair. Old school Jim Crockett 1980s hair versus hair. Old school Memphis hair versus hair.
Specifically, it's the loser of the four. So it's whoever is pinned or submitted.
That's right. You're right. I got to be honest with you, man. For me, I kind of feel like there's no steam here. And I'll tell you why. Orange doesn't care because that's his gimmick, and that's fine. You could say loser gets set on fire, be like, all right, whatever. He doesn't care. And Tony cuts that promo Wednesday going, if they shave my head, I'll be the most beautiful, vicious. I'm like, well, you just told me you didn't care. So why do I, as a fan, I'll watch it and I'll enjoy it because they're all entertaining. But why do I care about who loses? Because they've made it clear they don't care if they.
Well, I think Jeffrey's got it. Money bang on the money. They made this match. Orange made this match because he in kayfabe he hates Wheeler Utah's hair. He wants him to shave it off.
Sure. Yeah. It's a shame.
The crazy thing about this match is, I think out of all the four people, I think I spoke to you about this last week, Tom. Out of all four people in this match, the only person I think would object to having their head shaved on a personal level is Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Marino is just crazy and would do it. Utah, he'll do it. He needs some character development. I think this would be a good thing for him. Yeah. And I would love it if Tony got her hair shaved. If she was up for it, she'd be up for it because she's mad. And then just came out in increasingly elaborate wigs every week and wrestled with a different hairstyle.
I'd be fine with that.
Because didn't say anything about it. Just had a brand new head of hair.
Absolutely. I'm here for that. Yeah. It would be great. I mean, it's a shame for Wheeler because his hair is fantastic. I would kill to have had silky hair, silky smoot, right?
It is velvety, his hair.
Right.
As a follically challenged man, Tom, I will mourn when it goes.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Kids, whatever predictions you got, throw them in the chat, man. I'm curious to see what everybody here has to say, what they think about it.
I mean, it was interesting that they did the spot on this week's Dynamite with they caught a bit of Mina's hair off. Sorry, Mina Shirakawa. They dragged hair out afterwards. I really liked that as well. That had a real because that's to your point then, Tom. So Tony cuts this promo says you can shave my hair. It doesn't matter. I'll just be bald and beautiful.
Yeah.
And then so they bring out Mina and go, okay, well we'll just cut her hair off then. And Tony went absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
That's how you get to Tony, because Tony's bulletproof. She's crazy. She doesn't care.
Very true.
But you hurt the people she loves, and that's what they did.
Yeah. Now she's got even more. She got even more of a reason to take them out. So I guess that makes sense. By the way, what do you think about the Orange and Tony combination to begin with? Because I've heard and seen some weird reactions to this. Like she's not as big as she once was. It's not doing anything for him. It's doing more for him than it's doing for her. What's your take on this?
I like it just fine. I think they're fun together.
Mhm.
I like my comedy wrestling. I think I like a bit of laughter. I thought the big match they had at the last pay-per-view was the perfect amount of silliness that it needed to be. When they did their little spot in the middle of it, I got a good chuckle, because hey, if I'm watching that, it's like 3-4 o'clock in the morning when I'm seeing that, and I need some brevity at that point to keep myself going. So
Yeah. I think it's fine. And I look, kids, everybody can have their opinion. It's completely fine. It's fine with me. Of course it is. But like, I don't see the big deal. Like this notion of like real quick, and I don't want to confuse the issue. Okay. But back in the day, if Flair didn't have the belt, Flair still needed to be big. You still need to have him on TV. He still had to be in a proper storyline. He still had to be challenging for the title. He still had to be cutting great promos. That's Tony. Tony can't have the belt 24/7, 365 for 10 years straight. So like in the time she doesn't have it, you gotta give her something interesting to do. You keep her on TV, you keep her interesting, you keep her in stuff that's high profile alongside talents that people enjoy. And I mean, I don't know what else they could do with her when she doesn't have that belt, man. What else? Don't turn her heel, right?
She's in a big feud with Marina Shafir at the moment.
Yeah.
Marina is arguably the hottest she's ever been.
Yeah.
In this Death Rider story, like she looks like a legitimate badass. Like she's Moxley's second. She's arguably the second in command of the Death Riders after Moxley.
I agree with that. She's like the cut man in the corner of a
They're
boxing
all
match.
scared. Like they're all scared of her. They all act. They all show her respect. All the men.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah. JP says he's got a hairband mullet. Talking about Wheeler. Ray, I love you, brother. I will never understand the hang up about Orange. I don't get it. To each his own, Ray. You're welcome to hate the guy. I'll never understand it, though. I don't get it. Like I said, to each his own.
Do you just not like fun? Because he's just really fun.
Trust me, we've all tried to explain stuff to Ray, and he ain't having it. You know what I mean?
Like I said, I ain't gonna criticize. You like what you like.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can all like what we want. I've even told the guy, hey, man, his peers, when you've got Ospreay saying that guy's great, Jericho says that guy's great, Moxley says that guy's great. I don't know. To me, I'm like, that's pretty darn good, isn't it?
Who's the first guy Ospreay worked in AEW? Orange Cassidy.
Very good. Very good.
First Forbidden Door. Ospreay Orange Cassidy. And it was a banger. Like,
it was. Yuta looks like a homeless guy that walked in. Off the street, he needs that hair and beard cut.
I agree. Like Moxley went bald, and look what it did for him. If there's one message you should be instilling through the Death Riders, it's that you can go bald and look cool. And I think Wheeler needs to embrace that. Smooth Wheeler. Maybe don't lose the beard, just like trim it down a bit, like get that sort of like Pac cut his hair, and it worked for him. I like short hair Pac. I think it's working for him.
You come around to short hair Pac, buddy. I'm not a fan of short hair Pac. Just like I'm not a fan of dry Pac.
Dry Pac. No, dry Pac's not on. Dry Pac's not it. But no, the long hair was a little attitude airy for me. It was a little too throwbacky.
Yeah, I hear you. So there's my other half kids I was talking about earlier about Valentine's Day. So there you go.
Oh hey, hello.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the Will is 1,000. I mean, Ray, again, that's your take. If that's your take, that's your take. I don't know what to tell you. Tacey, I'm gonna give you the con for a second. I got to go let my kid back in the house. He's apparently locked himself out.
All right, okay, it's my show. Excellent.
It's your show. Take it, and I will be right back.
Fantastic. Well, hello everybody. Yeah, we're going to talk about silly wrestling for a bit. how's everyone feeling about comedy wrestling? Do we like a bit of comedy in our wrestling? Does it have to be super serious all the time? How are we how are we feeling about that? How are we all doing on that? I know when AEW first started, there was this whole idea that it was a variety show. We were going to have some serious wrestling, some strong style, some more New Japan inspired stuff, some sports presentation. But we're also going to have some silly stuff. That's why you got your Orange Cassidy's, you had your best friends. I'll put my cards on the table. I was watching Chikara back in the early 2010s. That's when I came back into wrestling. I got my Eddie Kingston fix. I got my Orange Cassidy back when he was Fire Ant. I got my Chuck Taylor. That was my sort of, as I was getting into before I was getting into I was watching that and I was watching Ring of Honor at the same time. So I was getting both those pillars of comedy and sort of serious hardcore wrestling. So just to give you an idea, when I'm sort of pushing for Orange Cassidy, pushing for the Outrunners, pushing for Chuck Taylor, pushing for Mystery Wrestling. If anyone watches Mystery Wrestling, give us a shout in the chat if you like your Mystery Wrestling. If you've not seen Mystery Wrestling, I think we've been trying to get me and Jay been trying to get Tom on the old Mystery Wrestling train. So I'm just filibustering about comedy wrestling.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I was saying me and Jay been trying to get you on the Mystery Wrestling train for a couple of months now.
I'm in. I can't say I watch it all the time, but I've seen the falls count somewhere. I can't say it without laughing. It's the funniest thing I think I've ever heard said in my life.
So we went to a show in Cardiff last month, and they did a falls count somewhere match. It was Oscar Mayer, the hot dog, Franklin Meyer, the hot dog vendor, sorry, versus the Sasquatch, the Sasquatch even, and so they brawled all through the crowd trying to find where the fall was, and it was on there was a suspicious cloth on the bar which wasn't there the day before, and so they pulled the cloth off the bar and there was a big X in tape on the bar, and that was the spot, and it was right next to where we were sitting, so me and Jay are right on the broadcast, yeah. We also saw a match which had the most inventive amount of low blows I've ever seen in my entire life. One guy one of the Psycho Mike was sat down in one of the corners, in the Bronco Buster position, and the other guy ran to the opposite turnbuckle, hit a BME, and then across the ring just to hit him in the nuts.
Oh, it's so fun. I mean,
after that match, we all stood up and the camera zoomed in on me giving it a standing ovation.
I mean, dude, if you're going to do comedy, just freaking do comedy. Don't do borderline. Just go. You know what I mean?
Just full send it. You've got to commit. You've just got to commit.
Yeah, just do
it. But then in the main event, you had Stu Grayson just killing a man.
Right? Yeah, for sure.
So we're back out. So we're back in Chikara, 2010 Chikara, when you've got Chuck Taylor throwing an invisible hand grenade at people to blow them up, and then in the main event, just Eddie Kingston strong style killing a man. You know?
Well, I like the idea of here's some haha, and then it's this guy don't do haha. I like that a lot.
Here's the world champion, and he will kill somebody.
He will flat out kill somebody. Yeah, and it's be grateful I'm letting you clowns get in my ring. I'd love to hear a heel champion say that kind of stuff. That'd be fun. You know what I mean?
So that's what Stu Grayson's been doing in Mystery Wrestling. It's because he's I hate what Uno's doing here. Obviously they're old friends, and it's I'm here to stop all of this nonsense and have proper wrestling.
Very good.
Yeah, he's got a group who just go out and batter people when it's getting too silly for him.
Yeah.
But then he did do a 24-hour. They did a match that lasted for 24 hours for charity, which was.
I watched a lot of that match.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
I watched a lot of it. Yeah. Chris Ray Patton from the Patton Report and Bachman's Basement's here, kids. Chris is back tomorrow with Chris Clausen on Dolan's Cadillac, reviewing the Stephen King book on Bachman's Basement, so everybody don't miss it. Saucy Mama says, how about little people wrestling? Look, here's what I tell you about little people wrestling. Get your money. You know what I mean? Brother, if you're a little person and you're a wrestler, dude, get your money. I'm all for it. I mean, they put on, from what I've ever seen, they put on great shows, entertaining, fun to watch. What do you think about that? Have you been to one before or no?
What, me personally? Me, myself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. I mean, it's important, again, as long as everyone's getting paid right, and as long as it's not, we need to make sure we don't cross that line to exploitation.
Don't exploit. It's exactly right. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I've heard Swoggle on podcasts, and he always speaks really highly about the business, about the Fed, and the opportunity he was given.
Mm-hmm.
So he seems to have had a really happy career in professional wrestling, which is great to hear.
When I was in the business locally here, we had talked about in two different companies that I was working with behind the scenes. We were talking about because we could get a hold of some local guys. Because what would happen is if you wanted to, you had to book, like one guy would travel with the other and they'd work each other. They'd be friends or whatever. And then if you want to book a tag team, basically the guys would maybe know each other. But from what I was told, it's like you won't be able to afford them because they get high dollar. And I'm like, I respected that immensely. So. Yeah,
and there's a fine line, isn't it? Like, so how do you feel about, for example, the WLC match that was the infamous WLC match from many years ago?
Part of me says, well, are they getting laughed at? Are they getting mocked? Are they getting ridiculed? And I'm like, well, it's that company, yeah. But another part of me is like, these guys are getting a payday, and like you said, if it's a good payday, that makes the difference. How are they treated outside of the ring? Are they being respected? Are they being treated like professionals? I think all these things matter. But when you have little people in your company and none of them are treated like professionals on camera, that's a problem. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the sort of the crutch is: are you allowing them to showcase themselves, or are you just pointing at them and going, "Look at them, they're different"?
That's it exactly. Yeah, and yeah, you're right. It's a fine line. And I can see why a promoter wouldn't want to walk that line because they wouldn't want to screw it up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we have to be really careful because I know wrestling came out of circus acts and we need to get away from the sort of, here's a freak show, come and look at our weird freaks. Like,
very true.
Like, oh, look, we got a guy with one leg. We got a guy who's like 3 foot tall. We got a woman who's really big and strong and she doesn't look like a woman, and all the men are going to be disgusted to look at her because she's not feminine. You know, you're getting into some sort of muddy ground there. And I think it's, you've got to be careful about stuff like that. And it should always be, you should always be trying to make people look good when they're in the ring. I think that should always be the aim. It should never be. It should never be a point and laugh at someone, unless it's like a heel and that's the comeuppance and that's the point.
Absolutely, I cannot agree with you more. Yeah, and again, I'm always going to be that guy that says, if you tell me your opponent is garbage and can't wrestle and he doesn't deserve to be in a ring with you and he can't do anything and he's not a great wrestler, I don't care about your match now. You've taken me out of it. I
can't remember who it was. Someone said that, like, if you call your opponent a nobody, you beat them. Who cares? You beat a nobody. If you lose, you got beat by a nobody. So what does that make you?
Everybody listen to what the man just said, because that's 100% true. And that's old school. Like back in the day, Rick put Dusty over before saying he was going to beat him. Dusty put Rick over before saying he was going to beat him. That's important. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's amazing how how some professionals on TV wrestling are not doing that now. Blows my mind. JP, I've never heard of a softcore championship, but now I love it. Please, does Mystery Wrestling have a softcore championship?
They don't, sadly. No. So me and Faye a few years ago, we went to a local promotion. There's a sort of comedy-heavy local promotion called Wrestle Island in the northwest of England.
Oh, nice.
And they had a Disney hardcore match where you could only use weapons or items that featured in Disney films. So there were like lightsabers, there was like the Infinity Gauntlet,
Ooh.
There was like all sorts of really funny stuff.
That's very cool.
And so someone pointed out that you could have just used a shotgun because Bambi's mum got shot by a gun. So you could.
What a terrible thing. No, I get it. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God, that is insane. Well, kids, I got us way behind track here, so my bad. Let's move on.
Tom, you don't need to give me an invite to go off on a tangent. Come on.
Oh, let me just tell you, and to be fair, I've had a lot of firsts in the 12 years I've been doing this show. That was a first. What happened earlier? I've never handed the reins to someone and been. It's never happened. So kudos to you. There's a first for everything.
Watch your back and just watch me like desperately treading water for about 2.5 minutes.
Next week, they're going to be a different logo. It's going to say Big Tasty's main event. What's great is that it looks like you took a Sharpie and marked out the name Tom Clark and then wrote yours on top of it. That's great, man. I'm here for that.
Put a little sticker over it, a little bit of tape.
Yes. Like it's obvious. I love that it's obvious. Heyman Adam Page versus Andrade El Idolo. Andrade had a great match at New Beginning in Japan against Gabe Kidd. Great match. And the winner of this receives an AEW World Championship match at Revolution. I know we're all expecting Hangman, and as you know, Tacey, I'm pretty sure you know this. For me, heels versus heels gets weird, and face versus face gets weird because when you consistently go back to it, as this company often does. But part of me would love to see Andrade win here. I mean, his record looks good right now.
He's
Who's your
red
pick
hot,
for
man.
this?
He's red hot. I think Andrade could do this. I think Hangman's he's on that like sort of self-discovery trip again, isn't he? Every time he has a big loss, he has to sort of do that sort of rebuild. He has to do that sort of find himself.
Mhm.
I think there's there's. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I think there's a world where Hangman loses and costs MJF in the main event. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility.
Interesting. Because he did mention Brody the other day, didn't he? Who mentioned? No, Kenny mentioned it.
Kenny mentioned Brody.
We'll get there. I can't wait to get your take on that. Yeah, look, I'm gonna go with the safe choice and say Hangman. I think Hangman's going over. However, I could see a reality in which Brody wins. And again, maybe this is Tom reading too much into it, kids. So everybody take a breath for what I'm about to say. When Swerve turned around and took down Kenny and they brought in the crowd, I know it's one wrestling crowd in one town on one night. Brother, that crowd was not popping for that. And at the moment he turned around and speared him, you could hear an audible like, oh. And I played it back 3 times, and I'm like, am I hearing what I'm hearing? Crowd loves both of them. That's not a problem. But in my head, I'm like, I'm writing a whole narrative in my mind of the crowd maybe was like, I don't want to see this. I love these guys, but why can't they? I don't know. That's me going off on a tangent, but just judging from the audible reaction, I thought, was this a good idea to do this? Like, I don't know. Tacey, they've kind of established years ago they don't buy into face and heel. They just don't. They're going to pair off who they're going to pair off. That's what they're going to do. They're going to do what they're going to do. What do you think about that, by the way, in terms of Swerve and Hangman? I mean, or Swerve and Kenny. It was kind of unavoidable at this point, wasn't it?
Swerve and Kenny. I liked it. I liked the promo.
It's a good promo. Yeah.
Kenny can switch it up. Like Kenny went in that whole segment. It's like the way he's a master. Like the way he holds himself at the start, he looked really vulnerable and really frail. And like he looked really like when Swerve came out and Swerve, we know Swerve's gotten swole over the last like sort of 12 months. So like since he's been off with that last injury, he come back looking absolutely jacked and he looked massive and he came out and he looked like and like Swerve's giving Kenny all this like, I'm younger, with the next generation, your time's done. You've been great, but again, still puts him over. So you've been great. You were the best bounce machine. You were the cleaner. You were Mr. 5 stars. Everyone wanted to come here and wrestle you. And he's like, but now like you can't do it. He even says you can't do it on a full-time basis. And like Swerve's like, well, I'm here. And oh my God, Swerve looks so cool. I love Swerve. I think so. When I watched when I went to see AEW in the UK late last year, I just it clicked with me and I saw Swerve wrestle. Who was he wrestling? Josh Alexander live. And he is so switched on. Like he picks up on whatever the crowd are doing. He reacts to all the right things. He knows exactly what to push a bit further. Like if the crowd are buying into something, he can switch it up on the fly and he can push that. If someone's not working, he pulls back on it. He is a phenomenal working the crowd. He knows exactly how to get himself, not just himself over. He knows how to get whatever he's doing over and whatever he's doing it with over.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, we've got 2 of the best in that company in this feud, and I don't dispute any of that. But like someone just said in the chat that Swerve's going to turn heel. Swerve would, of course, turn heel before Kenny would. I don't see Kenny Omega at this point in time. I just don't see the benefit of Kenny turning heel. I don't know what the thrust of it would be.
Kenny spelled it out in that promo with Swerve. He said, "Look, reading between the lines. He basically said, I've got one more run left in me, and I want to be world champion." So, but he actually said, "I want to do it the right way."
Yeah, he did. Right. Yeah. And Swerve has always been by any means necessary.
Yeah, Swerve will just do whatever it takes. Like
exactly.
He'll hit you with a chain. Yeah.
And I think Swerve, by the way, Tacey has done a great job of making you. He uses the word dangerous quite a bit in his own promos, but after he used it again Wednesday, I'm like, yeah, he is. Like, you stand him next to anybody else not anybody else, but certain individuals in that company are like, yeah, Swerve's the most dangerous guy in this ring right now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Do you know what I like? Do you know what I like about Swerve? And, all right, before I say this, I understand what I'm saying, and I'm not making a direct comparison here. So please don't come for me, people in the listeners and everyone. Swerve has like a level of threat and unpredictableness that reminds you a little bit of Austin.
oh my God, that's a good comparison. I can get that. I can get behind that.
Like he'll laugh, but there was like with Austin, like he'd laugh and he'd joke, but then there's always he might just snap and beat the hell out of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I can get behind that because, and you know what? I'm okay that the company has somebody like that. I mean, does a company need 10 of those guys? No, but they also don't need 10 white meat baby faces who slap high fives every night. Like there should be a balance. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm with that, man. I don't know if I would have made that comparison, but
even if this Swerve Kenny feud is a little bit face versus face, it's two very different types. It's the Kenny is now the white meat babyface. He's taking pictures with the fans at ringside. You know, he's coming out and everyone like he's signing the autographs and everything. And then Swerve's coming out and he's like he thinks he's above everyone else. He's too cool for all this. He's this dangerous man. You know, you best not get near him. You know, that they're both doing what they think is the right thing, but going at it from entirely different points of view.
Entirely different points of view. Yeah, for sure. I love how every time Mox comes out through the crowd, dudes are like, putting their hand out. Every time when he was face using Wild Thing, when he turned heel, bled buckets, put guys' faces through the pavement, killed dudes. When he came out, people try. I'm like, I kudos to the crowd for never giving up. But dude, quit trying to get John Moxley to slap a high five for you, man. What are we doing?
I know. Thing I love about Moxley though, even when he's heel, he's still that bottle of water that he takes to the ring. He still autographs that every time before he comes out, and he throws. But when he throws it into the crowd, it's got an autograph on.
I don't know if I knew that, but that's a great call, man. I love that actually. Speaking of Moxley, segue, AEW Continental Championship match versus Takeshita. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for this. I love Takeshita. He's one of my boys. He's one of my favorite guys. This is. I don't know how this is going to go because it feels like we're just getting started with the whole Death Riders Don Callis family program. Now, does it escalate because Takeshita takes the belt off Moxley, or does it escalate because he couldn't? And I think there might be I think we could be looking at a medium to long term situation where Takeshita might no longer be in the Don Callis family.
Oh,
could this be the catalyst for that? I don't know.
Could be.
He's certainly the heel time like frame on Takeshita is closing. He's too good a wrestler and too naturally a nice person to be a heel forever. Like the crowd are going to turn him babyface just by loving him.
Yeah. Ray says Mox loses and Death Riders. I gotta be honest with you. I am rescinding my prediction that Death Riders are going to turn on Mox, and maybe now they'll do it.
I think they pulled that back from the brink. I think if they were going to, it was at the end of the Continental Classic.
Yeah.
I think that was the Batista thumbs down moment if it was ever going to happen.
Yeah.
And they just didn't pull the trigger. I don't know. I think Claudio was looking murderous for quite a while.
He was.
And they've really pulled that back from the brink, haven't they?
They have, and I'm with you. I don't think they're going to go back to it. I mean, and this is where I'll be wrong. But see, Tacey, I don't know if you have this view or not. I don't think it works this long after the dude lost the world title. The best time to do it was when he tapped out like crazy, like 4 times in a month or whatever it was. It was an insane amount of time. That's when you kick the dude out. But then he starts winning again. He wins the Continental Championship. Now he wins all the time. And you're like, and then meanwhile, Pac's losing matches. You know, other guys are losing. Cesaro, you know what I mean? Claudio's losing.
Garcia's losing.
Yeah. I'm like, now if you're Death Riders, how do you justify kicking out the leader?
I think the storyline they sort of spun that into was that Moxley had to lock in the C2 because I think he knew his life was on the line in that tournament. And interestingly, he won that tournament, a tournament where you can't have outside interference.
Yeah. Yes. Good call. Yeah, I'm with JP. I think it's too late now. Now watch him do it, everybody.
But I also don't think they should have turned on him. I think they still work fine
I
as
think they still work
as a
fine
unit.
too. And plus, we haven't really seen Claudio assert himself. Like, who leads? It's either Claudio or Pac for sure. Like,
No, it's Claudio. It's Claudio. If Mox is kicked out, it's Claudio.
yeah,
He even referred to himself in a promo, a very Warhammer themed promo. Again, big Warhammer fan. I'll put my cards on the table.
Mhm.
Claudio's been Claudio Castagnoli's a big Warhammer nerd as well, like me. He if you ever see him with those little like red circles on his gear
uh-huh.
with the parchment on, that's a Warhammer thing that he does. I think he just to pop the nerds.
Yeah, yeah.
But he actually referred to himself in a promo. I remember this because it's a Warhammer thing. I'm going to see it into my brain. About a year ago, as the first captain of the Death Riders.
Interesting.
So he sees himself as if at the very least John Moxley second in command.
Number one. It's my only Star Trek Next Generation reference for the entire show.
And in Chikara, he had his own like sort of maybe questionably inspired group called Bundeschaft des Cruisers, Brotherhood of the Cross. They were very German and very militaristic, and I'll leave the comparisons there.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's stop right there. Yeah. Chris, I could not disagree with you more, man. Talking about Death Riders or blah, and then turning on Moxley would have been interesting, but I just think we're past it now. I won't argue that as a core group, there's not moments where I'm like, it's the same act every week. I feel like, I don't mean new members, but I feel like, I don't know. There are moments when it seems like, yeah, they're still the top heel faction, but Don Callis family has like 12 dudes in it. At what point do they take over? And maybe that's what this feud is about, them establishing dominance. Maybe that's what we're doing.
But I think this is maybe turning them a little bit face, this feud with Don Callis family.
It feels like it.
Moxley kind of did turn face in the C2. Like,
yeah. So predictions, Mox or Takeshita, did you say?
I'll say Mox for now. I think he's too new with that belt to drop it just yet. And I feel sorry for Takeshita because it feels like he always just comes along at the wrong time to win a title.
Right.
But he's fantastic, and this will be an amazing match. Moxley's in a rare like run of form. Like he's having fantastic matches. He was red hot coming out of this C2. Takeshita is, for my money, Takeshita is one of the 3 best wrestlers in the world.
I agree with that. You got him, Ospreay, and who?
Another man on this card, which we'll talk about in a little minute.
All right, that works for me. So the ladies are up next, and there's one women's match on this card, and I'm not too happy about that. Tag team match, AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship.
There's 4 women in it. 4 women.
Oh, that's my apology. Yeah. Just one match, but yeah, I get you. Harley and Willow versus Mega Bad. I like that. Megan, Bane, and Penelope Ford. I'll go first. I think Mega Bad's winning the belts.
I mean, this isn't that company where people lose in their hometowns, Tom. It's
actually you got me on that. Maybe I'll be wrong. No, you've got me on that.
She did last year, like admittedly. So this is Harley Cameron's home show.
Yeah,
I don't know if she's actually from Sydney, but she's from Australia, and it's all the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And what remember when they did their show last year and she lost to Mercedes and everyone was like, oh, she's just here to make up the numbers, and this felt like a real coming out party for her.
Yeah, and plus she talked about like Willow's having to encourage her about this match and like get her motivated. Yeah. I mean, I thought it was an interesting choice. I was all for it to put the tag team belts on those two because I like both of them a lot. But after having seen the way things kind of shook out, I'm like, it kind of feels like maybe Tony and Mina should have won those belts at that point. Like, I mean, if the plan was to put the championship on Willow, then why did you put the tag belts on her first? Do you know what I mean? That's kind of how it feels.
It does feel a little redundant to have Willow with 2 lots of in a ever expanding women's division that only has effectively three positions of champion. It feels a bit weird to have one person have be in 2 of those spots. And I love Willow. I think Willow is fantastic. Willow is one of my so before next month when I'm down in London to see a gig, me and my girlfriend are going to the Pro Wrestling Eve show. It's on International Women's Day. And so Chris Statlander is going to be on the show. Willow's going to be on the show. Yeah, I think it's Chris Statlander's wrestling. Former Dakota Kai.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Willow's wrestling. Holly Cameron's going to be there on the show.
What was your take on Stat losing the belt the other night?
I liked it. Match was phenomenal. Match was absolutely fantastic.
Very good.
We'll get to talking about why not every reign needs to be over a year long in a little while when we talk about something else. I feel. But no, I thought the match was phenomenal. I think Thekla she was due a belt. Like, she's been an absolute revelation for that women's division since she's come in.
Yeah. She's
been absolutely phenomenal. She's been fantastic. She's done wonders for Julia Hart and Sky Blue.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with that. JP says Sisters of Sand might interfere and cost the belts for Willow and Cameron. I mean, possibly, but at the same time, I kind of feel like they would want the belts for themselves. I mean, anything could happen. Anything could happen. Well, you know what? I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to say that Babes of Wrath lose the belts.
I would like to think, based on what's going to happen on the rest of the... I'm trying to meta this now. I'll say they retain.
Okay.
Just because I'd like Harley to get that moment. You know, I think she's earned it. I think she deserves it. And I don't want to see her cry.
I like Harley a lot, man. She's great.
She's
freaking great.
Crazy talented, man. Like,
yeah. Funny. Yeah.
Musical.
Yeah.
She started in QT TV. Remember that? And she
my God.
She crawled out of the wreckage of that.
That thing was a wreck the day they put it on TV, man. Like,
ask Aaron Solo how he's getting on after that.
Right? Holy Lord.
Where's he at?
Where is he at? I think he's still hanging around.
I'm not asking for Aaron Solo, by the way. It was a hypothetical question.
If they had AEW Dark, he'd be all over it.
Oh, yeah.
Game 7, by the way. Whoever come up with this is wonderful. Game 7, Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe, AWTNT Championship. I question why you gave the belt to Ciampa. Here's what. I guess if the idea was we got to book this match, that seems like the idea, Tacey. It's the only thing that makes sense is so you could run this match back. But it kind of feels like, I don't know. It kind of feels unnecessary. I don't know. What's your thoughts on this match? Who you got?
So, I think Kyle. This is Kyle's moment. This is his ascension.
Yeah.
This is Kyle as the man, as the guy. This is where we start to build the platform to make him world champion by the end of the year.
Interesting. Bold prediction.
Because he is, for my money, at this point in time, the best wrestler in the world.
Interesting. I like where your head's at.
I think he is absolutely phenomenal. I have watched every one of his matches from the last 12 months, and I have not disliked a single one of them. More to the point, nearly all of them have had me. At one point in every one of his matches, I have put my hands on my head and said words that I'm not allowed to say on this podcast.
He's great, man. I mean, he's come a heck of a long way. Just think about, he was a tag team guy, and we were never looking at him as anything other than a tag team guy, which being a tag team guy, no shame in that at all. But, yeah, it's amazing how far he's come, dude. No doubt about it.
Are you ready for a bold shout here?
Let's do it.
If Will Ospreay didn't get hurt last year, I think him and Kyle would have both been world champions by now.
Interesting.
Because I think the logical... and Jay's been banging this drum for like a year, so fair play to Jay. I think the logical progression is Will Ospreay becomes world champion and loses to Kyle Fletcher.
Interesting. Because that would be Kyle's way of saying I beat you twice, right?
Yeah, and Will's his mentor. Will was his his guy who helped him when he was younger and when he first moved to Japan and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's no unfortunate about it, Jeffrey. Kyle, the proto star Kyle Fletcher, say his full name.
Hate his music.
There you go. Ray, I forgive you for all your Orange Cassidy indiscretions. You are my man. Me and you united in our love for Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah, terrible music. I don't know. I mean, I love the guy.
So can we talk a bit about the Ciampa thing then?
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. I think it's the TNT title. If you're going to hotshot one belt in the company, it's the belt you hotshot. It's the TV belt. If everybody holds it for 6 months, then nothing special. Right. Was it a short reign? Yeah. What's it do for Ciampa though? He comes straight in, he wins the belt, he has a massive moment, instantly puts him bang in the card. Exactly, you know exactly where he is. You know exactly where he's supposed to be. He is your mid card anchor for the rest of the year.
Mm.
He is smack bang. Anyone going up the card, he is the gatekeeper.
And man, Ciampa's got some years on him, and you can't tell at all. You know what I mean?
I was saying this to Jay before the show, before I
Ooh.
came on here. Man has come into this company and he's put his working boots on.
He has, yeah.
Like he is 3 for 3 in his matches. He had 3 matches in this company, and then he had an absolute war with Mark Briscoe. He had a triple threat title defense, and then I'm scared to talk about this match, Tom, because I'll say words that'll upset you.
Uh-oh.
Because it was an absolute certified banger. Like this match was all right. We're what 6 weeks into the year. This is one of the matches of the year. I can tell you, come the end of the year, I'll be thinking about this match.
It was awesome. Ciampa's so good, man. And I love that he's got this opportunity. And I love what he said when he came in. He made the comparison of, you wanted to be in, what did he say, Ring of Honor in the early 2000s, ECW in the 90s or whatever it was, and you want to be in AEW now. Like, I like where your head's at. Boy, I like that a lot. So, yeah.
And as someone who was watching Ring of Honor in the early 2010s, 2010, 2012, I love this TNT title scene that's got Ciampa, Briscoe, Roddy, all these like old Ring of Honor guys and all these sharks circling around Kyle Fletcher. And I love that. I love that so much.
JP, I don't know if I compare it to the 24/7 title. That thing is not a title. That thing is an absolute gimmick. The word gimmick has never been more appropriate than with that 24/7 title.
Yeah.
That's me talking.
I mean,
and I like some comedy.
I think it's nice to have a belt that doesn't need to be as sort of protected as the main titles. Because I know, and maybe it does hurt my argument. I know we've just had a sort of a quick period of booking around the men's world title, and we've just had a men's and women's champion with short title reigns, shortish. I mean, 150, 170 days. I don't think you can call that. I think pre-Roman Reigns, you don't consider that a short title reign, but now when the landscape's been twisted, and I think, and I do think that's broken a lot of people. I'm not saying anyone's dumb or wrong or anything, but I think that's warped a lot of people's views of what a title reign should be.
You're saying the words fine line earlier. I think there's a fine line you got to walk on title reigns, like too short and it feels like, what was the point of this, and too long and it gets stagnant. Like you have to be a special person for it to not get stagnant, because eventually it will get stagnant. And usually through no fault of the champions at all. It's just people see the same thing over and over and over again. It becomes, all right, is this guy ever going to lose this belt? And then it becomes, the fun is the 2.5 counts, the near falls. And then it becomes, the crowd gets into it. And that's fun until everyone starts going, all right, is he ever going to lose the belt? And then it becomes, people start complaining. Do you know what I mean?
Can I just again, I'm not trying to come at you or anything, we could very.
Sure.
Can I just, one thing that kind of gets my goat a little bit, and I'm not having a go and just saying you've done it here. People say, oh, I don't like short title reigns, or that reign was too short, or that was pointless, or that was a waste. Mick Foley, would you prefer that he never won the world title?
Of course not.
But he had short reigns.
Yeah.
Were they pointless? Were they a waste of time?
No, but define short. A week, 2 weeks?
I mean, he had it for like 2 days once, or something like that.
Something like that? Wow. My brain's not working to go back that far.
When he won it at SummerSlam, he had it for like a week. SummerSlam 99. First pay-per-view I ever watched.
I mean, yeah. I think there's you think
Ciampa's upset that he only got to be champion for 12 days? Or do you think he was
absolutely not.
To be champion?
No chance. No. I mean, fans tend to care more about this stuff, I would believe, than sometimes the workers do, if I had to guess. You know what I mean? Depending on the case. I think it goes a case-by-case scenario, in my opinion. Like,
I mean, I don't watch UFC because I think it's a bit boring for my taste. I prefer my silly wrestling. Do the fans get upset when a guy loses in his first title defense?
It's not the same thing, because they know we think UFC's real, but you know what I mean? Like, I think that's the difference, because we know that one dude with a pen or a laptop made the decision versus this guy just couldn't hang. He got beat, legitimately got beat. Like, I think that's the difference. And then, like,
okay, so
go ahead.
Okay, so another example. I apologize. This might be a bit silly. The first time you watch Star Wars, the original 3 Star Wars movies, the original trilogy, the proper ones, the good ones, the great ones, the ones we all love.
Yes.
When you watch the start of Empire Strikes Back, were you thinking, but they only just blew up the Death Star? That was pointless because the Empire's winning again now.
I can't say that. But in Jedi, I did have the thought, they did another one, but didn't they blow up the one from 2 movies? All right, I still love it. Let's watch it. I did have that thought, if I'm being honest. Like, but that's me talking. It's still a classic movie. You know what I think it is? I think a lot of it is that other company has and we've seen how the other company books people, how they will get their entire fan base, whether it's Danielson or whoever, and they'll get you just frothing at the mouth to see the guy and then take it away from him. And you're like, after a half dozen times of that, you're like, all right, now I see you're just messing with me. You're jerking me around. Like you're thumbing your nose at me. Like the crowd says, we want this. And they go, you can't have it. And it's like, you do that multiple numbers of times, you're going to start burning people. Not that people still watch it. People still watch that company like nothing ever happened. And they could do anything. They're doing anything and people still love it. Okay. But like, you get what I'm saying? I'm not in my head, title reigns encompass that as well, because we've seen how that company will do things that, to your point, maybe the talents weren't bothered, but then they leave that company. We find out, yeah, they were bothered. They gave an interview. Oh, that did bother them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's a case by case thing, in my opinion. I mean, the Foley thing is really good. If I'm being honest, that's a really good call. And that's where it gets tough. I love Foley, man. I do. Like,
and he deserved to be world champion. But if that's, hey, not everyone gets to be world champion, man. Not everyone gets to be our champion. So,
you're right.
You know, would you rather have it for a day or never have it at all?
You're right. Yeah. See, it's a double-edged sword.
If they're your choices, you know. I mean, I can't talk. I've never laced up a pair of boots.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like to be in the business. I don't know what the mindset is. I think it's very different now than it was 25, 30 years ago.
Oh, I would say that's totally true. Yeah.
I think it's a lot less cutthroat now. I think if what's going to be fun, I think when you listen to like guys like Kenny Omega, like Kenny, because Kenny probably could have been champion for 4 or 5 times more than he has been, but I think Kenny's chosen not to be.
JP says, what about when McIntyre won the belt? 5 minutes after he lost the belt? 5 minutes after. As we said, case by case.
So to go back to my example, then I think there's a difference between the Empire being on top again at the start of Empire and the Empire turning up at the end of New Hope when they're handing out the medals with the Superstar Destroyers and blowing the planet up.
Right. Yeah.
Right before Chewbacca does the roar, boom, blows the. You know, I think you've got to you have got to let it breathe a bit. Like, so to give an example, this will mean nothing to anybody, so you'll have to indulge me. I stopped watching our local indie promotion here, because they did a program. Drilla Maloney was our champion. He dropped the belt to Leon Slater in an incredible match. Immediately after that, like literally 5 minutes after Leon Slater won the belt, and I love Leon Slater. I think he's got all the talent in the world. He's going to be a huge star. Immediately after that, literally 5 minutes after he won, he was still celebrating in the ring. A heel came out and cashed in a briefcase to beat him. Okay, fair. It happens. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a heel tactic. That's fair enough.
Yeah,
I can take it. That heel then had the title for about I think it was over a year.
Wow.
Yeah, defended it like proper, like getting disqualified, cheating, low blows, interference, all of that, all the whole gamut, the whole classic, which is fine. You know, it works. It's fine. It works. They lost the title at Effie's Big Gay Brunch.
Okay.
Was it Effie Big Gay? No, it might not have been. But they lost to an LGBT wrestler who was fantastic. He had a really great like underdog story. Came up, challenged him. Called Shea Monet, fantastic wrestler, beat him. Same show, as soon as he won the title, another heel came out, cashed in a briefcase, and beat that guy.
Wow.
And I was I was out the door, man. I was completely done.
Interesting.
And he is still the champion, and that was 18 months ago.
Wow. Dude, that is insane.
And he wins by interference. In the last, I saw it because the shows are on Triller now. as we put the show on to watch it because it's on Thriller Plus and we pay for it. And he won by getting disqualified for interference in the main
Wow.
event. In the main event.
I mean, see, that's whereas that bothered you and you walked off, other people are still watching. Other people loved it or didn't love it, but they're compelled to watch. That's why it's so tough to sit here and say, this is my hill to die on, that's your hill to die on, that's her hill to die on. Yeah, but why?
Yeah,
Like,
at least let if a guy wins the belt, at least let him still be holding it when the lights come up. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, what I was going to say about the Drew thing, this in my mind, case by case, Drew's entire character that added to that character. Like, I'm not saying let's do this kind of thing all the time, but hasn't Drew's character for the past, well, since COVID 2020 been, they don't respect me. I get robbed, I get screwed over, blah, blah, blah. To me, that plays into it. Like that just, I don't know. If I'm Drew, maybe I'm okay with that. Maybe I'm not. But maybe Drew's like, wait, that's character work. It keeps me on TV and keeps getting me promos and I can rage on people and be evil and vicious. I'll take it. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it did. I have no idea. Be interesting to know. We got one match, kids, left. MJF versus Brody King. AEW World Championship. I hear people picking Brody, man. What do you think about this?
The most dangerous, I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I see it.
The most dangerous man in AEW. The Ice Killer.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, I see what you did there. I was reading the comment.
Is he gonna lose because Warner Brothers are scared of Trump? Who knows?
No, I don't know. Not at all. No. Better not. Who you picking?
Nah, I think MJF's got this. Like, I mean, I think there's like a 5% chance they'll just do something crazy and put it on Brody. He got that shock win. If he wins, it'll be because of some sort of Hangman or Swerve based. But I feel like there's more to tell with this MJF storyline. Like, I mean, they're trying to push an agenda. They're trying to push a story out there, like a sort of narrative that MJF he's doing what he always does. He gets to the top and he gets what he wants, and then he reverts to form and he starts making enemies and everyone hates him, and so he runs out of rope.
Right.
And he finds himself in this Shark Tank, and he's got Samoa Joe, Swerve, Hangman, Kenny, Brody, all looping around for him, all looking for him, and he's got no friends because he peed off the Hurt Syndicate, he peed off Wardlow, he got rid of the Pinnacle, everyone he's ever like trusted, or everyone who's like. The one time he did trust someone was the Adam Cole thing, and that's what I think broke him as a person, like on a personal level.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So now I think he's just this broken, trust issues, got to do it all by himself. I think it's fascinating. I think that Adam Cole storyline. All right, it kind of spun, well, for unfortunate circumstances, it kind of spun its way off its axis, but it actually made a very good point about MJF and his character. Like, he did try. Well, this is the one time he tried, and he tried to do the right thing, and it blew up in his face.
Yeah, because it worked, man. That thing was so over. Oh my God. Remember how much fun that was, them cutting those promos together and stuff and going places, going to the video arcade place and everything, man. It was great.
So do you ever see that meme where it's like girls with a time machine and it's a woman talking to another woman, it's like, I'm your granddaughter.
No.
And then it's like boys with a time machine and it's like something stupid. And it's boys with a time machine and it's like, Adam, please don't jump off that ramp.
That's great. It screwed everything up. I mean, it screwed everything up to the point that, yeah. And you know what? You can make the case of it, had that not happened, would we be in where we are now, where it looks like Adam may never work again? I don't know. Did one thing lead to another? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel so bad about Adam Cole. I mean, I know we got some Adam Cole fans in here, and I'm one of them. I love him. He's a super sweetheart. He's a lovely guy. I love listening to his. If you need more Adam Cole in your life, he does a video game podcast with Evil Uno every week. AEW games. It's fantastic. He's such a pure, beautiful person, and he deserves to be happy and just peaceful and have a nice life, and I hope he does. I really do, man. I can't think about, like, I cried when he came out at that show and talked about, like, possibly never being able to wrestle again. Like, I wept. Like,
I mean, you hear like the way Tony talks about him, boy, it really sounds like he's done. Like Tony, and maybe they're all working us. Maybe the doctor has said you need to get to such and such level, and then you'll be good. For all we know, that's been said, but I don't know. There's part of me that says, yeah,
like when you've had guys like Danielson and Cope come back from the brink, the door's never truly closed, is it? Like
no,
but my God, the crack gets smaller and smaller, doesn't it? Like
yeah, you're right about that. This is I sent this to Phil Lindsay the other night. Shout out Phil Lindsay. It's a very grainy, terrible screenshot. But buddy, if that don't look like a world champion, I don't know what does.
Yeah, look at him, man. Look, I mean, I don't want to go all, and I know what I don't want to sound like somebody who we don't talk about anymore ever again. But what a specimen! Just look at him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching the show, and like I've got 3 screens, so I'm working here, and I'm looking in my vertical, and then I'm like, wait a minute, and it hit me like literally hit me just. And I went back and like the 20-second rewind and paused it, and I'm like, dude, he's a world champion. Like, oh my God. Like, it just, I've always liked Brody. No reason to believe he couldn't be a world champion. But, buddy, when I saw that image, I said, that dude, holy God, why is he not a world champion right now? Do you know what I mean? Like,
so just before I came on the show, I was doing scrolling on the old Twitter. I won't call it X. And
no.
I was someone put a post up because of the current situation of a reminder of a time that Brody King wrestled a wrestling show. I think it was for GCW. I think it might have been the Collective. And then he drove across town, or he traveled across town still in his wrestling gear to attend a charity lip sync drag show.
What?
To raise money for LGBT charities, where he did a lip sync battle to Bad Romance by Lady Gaga.
That is very cool.
In his trunks, just went on stage in his trunks.
Right.
Like, how can you not love this man?
Brody's great, man. When he was something I'd never seen the guy until Ring of Honor Villain Enterprises. Of course, that was the first time I saw him, and I'm like, well, who's that big freaking monster back there? Oh my good God. Like, you can't miss him. By the way, what a great little faction. Somebody else we're not going to speak about, but what a great faction that was, man. Good God, it was a great faction. But yeah, he's come a heck of a long way, has Brody.
And you know what? I hate to be like the image guy, but like, and I don't think you have to be massive to be a pro wrestler these days. I think you can get over a lot of different ways.
Sure.
But if you're a casual fan, you're flicking the channels and you see that man in the ring moving the way he moves, you're keeping that channel where it is.
Yeah.
Because you want to see what that guy can do.
Kids, we balance here on the Main Event, as do a lot of other podcasters out there who don't scream and yell and have weird takes and say dumb stuff. But like Tacey, I'm sure you balance all the time yourself. Like, I'm very aware that Orange is great, and I think Orange should be world champion. I'll be honest with you. I think Darby should get that belt. However, when you think about people outside of our bubble and outside of our world, everyday people walking around, when they see a picture of Brody King or a picture, they're going to say, well, that guy's a pro wrestler. Do you know what I mean? And I know that's not fair because, like you said, you can look like anybody now. It's a different era, and I'm glad it's a different era, right? We never need to go back to the steroid era again. And a lot of that's, I think, what propagated the idea in people's minds that a pro wrestler has to be big and a hoss and ripped and whatever. But I think the business, to some degree, in my opinion, struggles maybe to get new fans because not only is it very niche, but also people tune in expecting a certain look and they get it. There's 2 guys on the card that look like that, and then everybody else is. And again, that's not me crapping on anybody, Tasty. I mean, I'm here for the long haul. I'm going to watch forever. They've got me. They've always got me. But I can also step aside sometimes and understand why people choose to not give this stuff a chance as well.
But at the same time, I mean, I'm not the examples you gave. I could see a world in which a casual viewer sees Orange Cassidy and goes, "What's this guy's deal? I need to see more of this."
Oh, I agree with that. No, yeah.
And here's Darby Allin falling off a ladder through a pane of glass, and that's just damn cool. And I want to see more of that.
Character and personality, I totally agree with. But like, I don't know, like, as
I
we
think what's
know it's
different. I think what's different is you've always to make it in wrestling. You've had to stand out. You've
you've
always
got to
had to
stand
stand
out.
out.
Yeah.
Whether you were the Ultimate Warrior back in the day, and you were the most jacked guy on the card. But back in the 80s, that was the only way to stand out, was to be the body guy. Like, you had to be the biggest body guy.
And
But
and in an
but now,
era,
but
yeah.
nowadays, you can stand out by being Will Ospreay and doing stuff that nobody else can do,
Oh, for
or
sure.
you can stand out by being Brody King and being an absolute monster-looking killer,
Yeah.
or you can stand out by being MJF and being like the best talker,
Yeah.
or you can stand out by being Hangman and being the most relatable character.
And I think, again, like, we understand the deal, but I think to the outside world at large, they just think about big, ripped, chiseled. That's why John always, for lack of a better term, prototype. That was John. You're like, that guy looks like a pro wrestler. Like, I saw a side by side years ago of The Rock in the gym and EC3 at Disneyland wearing mouse ears and holding cotton candy or something. And I put it up on my Facebook and I said, which one looks like a pro wrestler to you? And somebody commented and said, why can't it be both? And I'm like, it can be both, but I don't think you get my point. Like, I agree, it can be both, but I don't know. See, I don't want to get too hung up on it, but I can kind of understand where people won't give something a chance. And plus the whole it's fake nonsense that we've heard about for years. Like, we know it's choreographed. We're well aware of how things work. But when you see a guy this big destroying somebody 3 times his size, if that kind of thing keeps happening, I think you take people out of the moment. Do you know what I mean? And I think there's ways that you can work a match where it still looks good. And I've seen plenty of matches that look great. But I've also seen my fair share of like, yeah, he shouldn't have sold that move. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. To me,
And
that's a fine line.
well, that's why I love guys like Orange Cassidy, because Orange wrestles like you'd expect a guy Orange's size to wrestle.
He sells. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And he doesn't knock out massive guys. He rolls them
No.
up.
Yeah.
He wins with his speed, and he wins. Like, what was I watching? What match was I watching? Was it off Dynamite? Oh, what was it? No, it was off Collision. It was Speedball versus Joe.
Oh, yeah.
And for the first like 5-6 minutes of the match, Joe couldn't lay a punch on Speedball. He was too quick. And he was everywhere, and he didn't have enough to like knock Joe out. He didn't have enough to keep him down, but he was slipping around him. He was getting around. He was frustrating him, and then as soon as the ops got involved and they pinned him down, Joe killed him.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because it's
I don't
Joe,
want to say of course, but yeah.
Because it's like trying to hit a fly with a sledgehammer. You only got to hit him once, you know.
Yeah. See, that in my head is how you book a match with a killer versus a guy who's very good. And Speedball don't weigh 140 pounds. He's got some meat to him, you know. And
it's Game of Thrones. It's the Mountain versus the Viper. You know, it's
right. Yeah,
it's death by 1,000 cuts versus if he catches you, he's going to crush your head.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know, again, we've seen everybody always goes to Ray versus Big Show, which that's always one of the big comparisons. Like, I mean, again, not to get too hung up on it, but I think there's a way you can deliver matches and it looks good. And you know, again, we're all in on it. We're all in on the gag. The curtain was peeled back years ago for all of us. We all know how the stuff works. So I think when things happen that take you out of the moment, like I'm sure you've seen your fair share of wrestling matches where suddenly you're like, okay, like a match is wonderful until one thing happens and you're like, and then you try to like, I'll push past it. And sometimes I can, but other times I'm like, yeah, that one thing killed me. You know what I mean? But they're only human and you do what the booker tells you. And it's like, the booker tells you you're going to do this, that's what you're going to do that night. So
and a lot of that. If the 2 guys in the ring want to try something, then let the 2 guys in the ring try something, you know.
Yeah, trust them to try it, right? Trust them till you can't.
No one bats 1,000, man, in any walk of life.
That's true. Yeah.
Like, everyone takes swings and don't connect sometimes, you know. You've just got to try. How do you know what works? Because you know what doesn't work.
Yeah. Was it Punk and Morrison back in the day? I think, and Punk was talking about, we stunted the place up. We knew it during the whole match. We knew it was bad. We knew it wasn't working. We were trying everything we could, and we just could not get on the same page. It happens. You know what I mean? Well, look, there's your card, kids. Grand Slam, Australia. Any surprises, Collins, for tomorrow night? I know we talked about the possibility, AJ. Anything you want to throw out there that?
Nah, I can't see any big debuts. I mean, watch what happen now, but no, I can't.
Right.
It's there's no way you're getting people into Australia with keeping it hush hush. I think it's crazy they're doing this one show and then a house show and then they're back in America for Dynamite next week.
See, I kept doing notes for the show. I kept thinking, well, shouldn't it have started Wednesday and it's Wednesday and then tomorrow and then but no, it's just one night. That is kind of wild.
They're there for a weekend. Yeah, it's so that they are doing a house show on the Sunday, or like another show. But yeah, they're not even doing a Collision and a Dynamite.
That's very odd, isn't it?
Yeah, which they did that when we saw them in Manchester. They taped Dynamite and Collision on the same day in the UK.
What's up, Jay? Jay, you were there for Punk versus. I didn't know that. Is
Might
he
have been that
messing
one.
with me? Yeah.
Jay, if you've not been listening, I've been pushing your Cal Fletcher theory all day. Don't worry. Yeah, it's gonna happen. We're gonna will it into existence.
Yeah. Well, kids, there you go. There's our preview of Grand Slam. And you've been here for a red hot minute there, Tacey, so we're not going to keep any longer here. Anything else that's happened recently you want to throw out there? Anything you'd like to talk about or anything that's we talked a little bit off mic about New Japan. Any thoughts on that company at the moment? How caught up are you? I mean, do you know what's happening with them?
Yeah, sort of. I know that there's we talked about. There's been a bit of another talent drain. It's Evil's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Takahashi's gone. I think Finlay's gone. They're finally completing the set. They're assembling the Infinity Stones of the Finlay family on the glove.
Absolutely.
They got the last one to go with his dad and his younger brother.
Yep.
Clark Connors seems to be heading to AEW on a more permanent basis. I think him and Gabe will stick around and play double duty for a bit. That's always the.
Isn't Connors already AEW or not?
It's expected that he's going to sign, but and this is why I don't understand. So going to AEW doesn't mean they don't work New Japan anymore. So I don't know why people could consider that to be a bad thing. They just get paid more, which surely is a good thing.
It's a very good thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
it's
would you rather Ricardo went to NXT and just worked there for the next 5 years, or would you rather he come back and do Tanahashi's retirement match because Tony Khan lets people work wherever they want?
Yeah, no kidding. I'd much rather have this situation for sure. Yeah.
I'll keep this quick. Ray's just posted a monster question there, which we'll get to, I imagine, in a second. But yeah, Driller Maloney signed a new deal, apparently, which is great. Love to see Driller doing well in Japan. He is super over. The crowd love him. Absolutely made up for him. Jay, next time Jay's on, ask Jay about when he nearly saw Driller Maloney kill a man outside Liverpool nightclub. He's got a real good story about that, but I'll let Jay tell it because he tells it well.
A good story, yeah.
And Joe had to stop it from happening.
Oh wow, that's a better story.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Joe was the level-headed one in the crowd.
Yeah, Joe was calming it down. So it went a bit too far.
That is too funny.
No, I made up the Drillers sticking around in Japan. He's having a ball over there. He's taking it to the next level, which is fantastic. Clark Connors. I mean, he was over in AEW this week. I'm guessing it was to see his partner win the Women's World Championship, which was nice.
Jay, I have no memory of this story. You have to tell me again. I have no memory of the story.
Tell it on main event, Jay. You coward. Next time you're on, tell it when it's being recorded.
I was gonna say, yeah, it won't be do it justice in text form.
Put it on tape.
All right, let's see what we got here. Ray says DMX or Nas. DMX all day. I'm never going to vote against DMX. Part 2, Pete Rock and CL Smooth or not. Always Pete Rock and CL Smooth. And if Adam Cole invited you to attend the opening of the Adam Cole Valentine's Day, let's see, Valentine's Day store, you get a Valentine's Day present for your wife, flowers, candy, or maybe a scented candle. God. What would you get? Let's say flowers. If y'all was told you can invite a friend, yes, I would. Later want to get steak, fries, cup of coffee, and a slice of Yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah. So I'd maybe go Nas. I'm an Illmatic guy, man. Illmatic is a banger.
Mm.
And Adam Cole. So basically, I've got Adam Cole's giving me shopping spree in the store. I can pick any one item to take home to my lovely partner. Oh, I mean, she does love a scented candle. But I'd go classic, man. You can't go wrong with the candy. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I love Valentine's chocolates. Can't go wrong with the chocolates, can you?
Never.
And yeah, you, Ray, if I'm ever back in the States and I'm in your neck of the woods, I'll hook you up. We'll go get some steaks. I'll pay my treat.
There you go. Yeah. JP said, I didn't know the Killer Cross won the MLW championship last. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Man's betting on himself, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, kids. There you have it. That's what we got. Tacey, I appreciate you coming on. And what you got to plug? Yeah.
Thanks for having me. I mean, yeah,
absolutely.
listen to the Untitled Wrestling podcast. We don't record it all the time because we're really busy now. Because we all work real hard. There's 4 of us now, so trying to get us all in the room together is a hell of a time. We're hopefully doing a show next week. We're going to do a little review of Grand Slam. So by the time next time you hear my voice, if you're following on that, Brody King might be world champion. Who knows?
Hey.
And I'll be sleeping on the couch because my girlfriend will be upset that MJF lost.
Yeah, and don't forget, kids, about Bear Mode, a podcast review of the Bear. It's coming back Wednesday, February 18th, season 2.
If you ever listen to this show and we're like, I wish there were just like 2 more British people on here at the same time, and yeah, we got the podcast for you.
I'm telling you, if you like a Yank and 3 Brits, man, are you in for it?
We say things that Tom has no idea what we're talking about.
There's moments where I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead. I'll take a break. Let me get some water. I'll take a break. Tacey, thanks as always, man. I appreciate you.
No, thanks for having me, man. Anytime. It's a pleasure.
Cool. All right, there you go, kids. That was Big Tacey in the house. We appreciate him coming on. As I said before, kids, please remember Bear Mode, a podcast review of the Bear, returns season 2 preview Wednesday, February 18th. Don't forget about Ray's Sports and Slams coming to you live this coming Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Tom Clark's 6M podcast drops Tuesday, Bear Mode Wednesday, and the Patent Report returns on Thursday. And then Friday, Tom Clark's main event. I'm not done. And then Saturday, Bachman's Basement. And now I need a nap. We're busy at Boink Studios, yo. I don't know what to tell you. We're growing by leaps and bounds over there. We appreciate everybody that is following the channel. All the content's free. We've got content going back 12 years. None of it's behind a paywall. So if you're listening to this show and you never watch the video versions, please do yourself a favor and go over to Boink Studios on YouTube. Give us a follow, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And we appreciate it very much. Kids, that's all we got for you. Everybody have a great weekend. Have a fun Valentine's Day weekend. We hope you didn't screw nothing up. Okay? Don't screw nothing up out there. If you go out there and decide to eat tomorrow, well, good luck to you because it's probably a dumb thing to do. But be careful out there, kids. Enjoy Grand Slam this weekend. Watch you some pro wrestling. Thanks, as always, for hanging out with us. We do very much appreciate you. And we will see you a week from today, barring any unforeseen circumstance here on Tom Clark's Main Event. That's all we got for you. We'll see you next time, kids.
Tom Clark's Main Event. Tom Clark's Main Event. Tom Clark's Main Event.